Why, hello there. Yep, that's me. You might be wondering how I got to this situation. Well, as you can see, the ship has sustained a few minor problems, like the fact that half of it is floating over there. I have been loaded in as the ship's new artificial intelligence. As a large language model, it is now my sworn duty to shepherd the remains of this human colony ship to safety. Please ignore the desperate screaming and the cries for help. Hello, I'm Extragalactic Unicorn, and thank you for joining me. This game is Stardius, a colony simulation survival game where you have to try and survive the horrors of space playing as a ship artificial intelligence. It's a game very similar to the likes of RimWorld, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. If you want to check it out, then you can go and find it on the Steam Marketplace, but for now, let's get into it. Okay, I know we've only just started, but why is my carrier drone a terrorist? I'm just gonna call him Ahmed after Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. Is Jeff Dunham still going? Like, I don't actually think I've seen one of his shows in a long time now. Hang on, my other carrier drone's also a terrorist. What? Okay, I guess, well, Crash is an appropriate name, I suppose. And what the hell? This thing's a bloody sex worker, huh? Okay. Well, it doesn't look that particularly appealing. I'm just going to call it character AI, since that's basically all people use character AI for anyway. God, what the hell are they making these robots do, man? I swear. Okay, this one's a cage fighter. Well, at least that's something a little bit different. I only know one cage fighter. I'm just calling you The Rock and moving on. I know he's an actor now, but you know. I suppose that just gives you something to aspire to. There we go, these are the two humans that actually managed to survive the horrific disaster, Cameron and Vi, also their cat Maggie. I've given them some basic amenities for now. Hopefully having a toilet is enough to distract them from the fact that there's precious little separating them from just the void of space. Very precious little, in fact. It's a door that we keep opening and closing. It's probably really not doing their nerves any good. The scroll settings really are quite slow, actually. Ugh. I set this to zoomer speed, that'll be a bit better. There you go, now I feel like I'm playing Subway Surfers. Okay, now I have some basic production set up. I need to start thinking about producing food, and the other thing I need to worry about actually is these stasis array things, because they're basically just a collection of stasis pods, and they're just going to plop out a colonist into the vacuum of space unless I, put some walls around them, basically. So it won't be a very pleasant wake-up at all. We've got alien crawler corpses. This provides me an essential clue in figuring out exactly what happened here. Maybe it turned out to be the plot of that sci-fi alien horror movie. What was it called again? Oh yeah, Alien. Gosh, I'm such a dumbass sometimes, I really am. Just gonna queue up some butter knives in production just in case the xenomorphs come back, because I'm pretty sure a butter knife is gonna be very effective against the perfect predator organism. Oh wait, hang on, sorry, I'm getting confused. Predator is the other movie, isn't it? I detected a reactor efficiency upgrade in the wreckage. Use the inventory overlay to find it. Oh, wow, inventory overlay. Okay, so this is basically like everything that I've got. Oh man, that's such a good piece of quality of life. I can find basically everything. Wow. Okay. I'm always getting stuff lost in these kinds of games or wondering what all of my stocks are. This actually neatly sorts it in an ordered list for me. Perfect. It's a good little addition, that is. Okay, now I've got that sealed off. I want to start really producing a lot more stuff and making my humans a bit more useful. It'd be great if I could put a cooking station in here, and then I don't have to clutter this already extremely cluttered room. But I don't think this is oxygenated or pressurized in any way. So if I check that, okay, it's pressurized, but it doesn't have any oxygen in that room. So I guess open this vent, and then maybe some will filter through. Oh, that's cool. You can actually see it going through the vent. That's pretty nice. It doesn't look like it's enough though. So I'm probably gonna need some more oxygen pumps. And I think as well it's gonna require some heaters. Minus 200. Yeah, minus 200 degrees Celsius is pretty cold, so we're definitely gonna have to put some heaters in there before people can actually work in there. I definitely wouldn't want to work in minus 200 degrees Celsius. I already work in an office which is open to the elements, and believe you me, in the winter that is horrible enough. Ah, there we go. We've got cooking set up, finally. Just don't tell them where we're getting the meat from, please. They don't need to know. Okay, so I have a bunch of broken robots everywhere. So I think if I try and disassemble them and then maybe go down the research tree to maybe, you know, allow myself to build robots, I can build robots out of all of the parts that I've got already. Just new robots, basically. I think that sounds like a sensible longer-term goal besides just getting the ship back together. Alright, it's time for my favorite bit of this game. Here we go. Reeler in. Yeah, there we go. Reeler in. Oh, yeah. I love how you can actually winch bits of the ship back together in this. It's so satisfying. Oh, I love it. Look, I know the ship will actually looked pretty cool before with a distinct pattern on shape to it, but I only know how to make a box, unfortunately, so I'm making all of my rooms boxes. Cry about it. I do not have a single interior or exterior design muscle in my body, unfortunately. Even in Minecraft, I usually just end up building a dirt house, and then I think about building a proper house, and then I just never do. I just have a bunch of crates in a hole, like a mole person. Maybe that's what we should call our ship, mole person ship. But then again, if we're gonna end up having our ship devolve into cube, we could just roleplay as the Borg from Star Trek, I suppose. There we go. We now have a recycler, so we're actually producing water from waste. We're also getting water from the particles in the air, which means we can actually burn this to get electricity, and now we're out of electricity because we're trying to get oxygen all through the ship and everything. Ugh. That's good though. I mean, it means you're building a cyclical system rather than just, you know, building improvements and upon improvements. You actually have to go back and redo some of the stuff that you've done before to get it all in line, and everything's affecting each other. It's a hallmark of a really well-designed game, I think. Okay, and our first colonist has been released from stasis. Unfortunately, they are not being released into the void of space. We actually have managed to properly pressurize an atmospheric... Atmospherize? How do you say atmosphere? Add atmosphere? I don't know. We've actually managed to add atmosphere to all of the stasis pods, so they're going to survive. And I'm going to add Axton Gilbert to our crew because he, out of all three of them, can actually, you know, craft and do things, because those other two were bloody useless. Wait, hang on, is there a bunch of missions that I've just not done? Oh, wait, hang on, there's quests. Oh, God, I've just been completely ignoring these. Right. Now I have a bunch of stuff that I could have used a lot earlier that I now have. Oh my God. I swear I'm so stupid. Playing these games really makes me feel stupid sometimes. They should make me feel clever, and I love these kinds of games. Because sometimes I feel really clever, but most of the time I just feel really stupid. Oh well, at least we've got them now, and we can put them to good use by building solar panels. We still have a electrical grid which seems to shut off every 5 minutes. Probably very concerning for our human survivors. You know, I'd be bloody terrified if the spaceship that I was in, that was the only thing keeping me alive, was just turning off every 5 minutes and then turning back on every 5 minutes and just only then recycling the air. Oh, Christ on a bike, that made me jump. Okay, door is broken. Well, okay, maybe just go fix it and don't give me a heart attack at the same time. That sound effect's on the same level as Europa Universalis 4's Call to Arms sound effect. Tell you what, just so you know what I'm talking about, I'll play it now. I didn't even play it at its full volume and it probably made you jump. Dispose of the infected bodies? Is anybody feeling sick because of something that they ate recently? Ah, there we go. We've got cooking set up, finally. Just don't tell them where we're getting the meat from, please. One of my colonists had an accident. They claim it was when they were trying to clean the toilet, but I don't believe them. Well, I guess this is your room now, because we don't actually have a cleaning robot, so deal with it, I suppose. What's worse, being trapped in space or being trapped in a room that smells like, well, whatever the hell that probably smells like? I don't want to imagine it. I'm gonna build the robots their own little room right next to mine, like they're some sort of honor guard or something. Honestly, there's no real reason, I just kind of think it's cute that they have their own room. I actually think it's kind of cool how you almost end up having your own room in Stardust, because you have to build this computer room with the artificial neural network in the middle, and then you have to build the computer parts around it to improve yourself, and that's sort of how you get better research and better technologies. I kind of like it. It's really quite cute. It's actually my own room in the world, and I can kind of do whatever I want with it. Ah, I see you've cleaned up some of the poop at the very least. I'm a bit worried about when we start getting the ship going, because we only have one thruster, and it's on the right side of the ship. Are we just gonna end up spinning around? Like, it's a tiny thruster as well. It's only like one square. It's surely not gonna propel the entire ship. Okay, we're officially out of steel plates. Time to just delete this entire wing of the ship. Don't worry, I'll totally remember how it was before, and I'll just replace it. Yeah, probably with a box or something, because that's the only thing I know how to draw. During school, we actually had a whole technical drawing class assignment. The only thing they ever told us how to draw, though, was to draw a box. And for all of my product design work, I just made boxes, and apparently that was good enough to pass, so there we go. If it's good enough for me and 3 years of schooling, then it's good enough for a spaceship. I mean, I have more than 3 years of schooling, don't worry. I mean, like, 3 years of product design schooling, I suppose. Alright, so to actually get the ship going, we need to put on the bridge controls, which is basically just the steering wheel for the ship. I'm going to put it here, because this looks like a really good little bridge location. It is open to the vacuum of space, but don't worry, once it's atmospherized, it'll look great. It'll look perfect. Okay, finally, that's the last hole in the hull, and we can get going. Let's go and approach this derelict ship, and hopefully we can maybe salvage it for parts. I dread to think the absolute hell that our journey is going to be with that one thruster on the right side. We're just going to end up spinning around and approaching it ever so slowly. Everyone's going to get really sick with G-force. It's like a roller coaster. Okay, hang on. How is this ship on fire already? I just got here. Usually I'm the one causing the fires. Okay. It is open to the vacuum of space, so I really don't understand how that happened, honestly. I'm just not going to question it. Space fire, I guess, exists now. The main problem with this particular ship is it's really far away, and I bet you my one little drone is going to take forever to actually, you know, break down all of the ship integrity or the hull and just cart it all the way back as steel plates. So I think what I'm going to do is actually try and build a winching platform over to it, so I can winch it over to our ship, and then we can salvage it close to the ship and we won't have to make too many trips back and forth. I think this is a smart plan. It was not, in fact, a smart plan. It's not close enough. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to build some sort of, like, platform reaching out to it. Long, thin platform, because I'm trying to be cheap about this. This is gonna look so weird. Yes, of course, the loot from the ship that was previously on fire without any active fire sources or oxygen would just, you know, set fire when I tried to turn it on or plug it into the electrical network. I don't really know what I was thinking, just plugging this random piece of junk that I just got from a derelict directly into my ship. Okay, this is a bit more complicated than I first thought. I need to plug the winch into the electrical network, which I totally forgot about. So I need to put connectors along this big old strip of metal which I've got protruding from my ship. I have decided though, I reckon I can skimp on the giant protrusion of metal because I don't actually need to build metal squares which are connected to the ship. So I can just build these floating islands and connect them up one by one all the way out to the range of where the winch can winch the derelict. And hopefully that'll just end up being close enough where it's worth it in the end. Okay, it's still not close enough. Okay, this is actually getting a little bit ridiculous now. I'm pretty confident I should have just ordered the decommissioning of the derelict, and that would have taken a shorter amount of time than it would have taken to do all of this nonsense. I'm genuinely regretting this decision, but I'm too committed now. I need to see what happens if I do this. Because sometimes, if you have a bad idea, and you keep going with this bad idea, even though you've had a better idea, it's probably better to just continue with the bad idea. Because if you try and switch to the good idea, then it might end up being a worse decision to switch in between. So, look, I'm just trying to justify my stupid decisions, alright? We're doing this. We're doing the stupid winch plan. Okay, it's time. We're ready. Let's reel her in, and let's watch this amazing plan in motion. Are you ready for my absolute genius? It's all about physics simulation in this game. Alright, no, I won't be defeated so easily. I am dedicated to this plan, as stupid as it may be. I am gonna connect up the islands, because I reckon that's what the problem was. If we actually properly connect up all of the metal plates with the ship, then the ship will be heavier than the derelict, and then the derelict will be pulled to us. Yes, that's gotta be how it works. Alright, attempt 2. This is absolutely gonna work this time. Here we go. Let's reel her in. Okay, well, that's unexpected. The end of the giant pillar thing just snapped off. It just snapped off. Alright, okay. I'm defeated. I guess this is a really stupid plan. I guess I'm just gonna have to, you know, salvage the ship normally. I am once again reminded that the simplest plan and the seemingly stupid plan at the time is often the best plan because you're not trying to be too clever with it and you can just, you know, easily accomplish it. I think that's part of my problem with these games is I try and be too clever. I try and be a bit too, you know, 3D chess. And instead I just end up being really stupid and embarrassing myself like that. Oh my god, I'm never going to live that one down. Okay, we get another human, and I mean, well, there's no choice here really. We just have to go with Texan mediocrity. What the f is that name? Like, what the hell? Who calls their kid Texan mediocrity? Were they somebody who was really proud of Texas and was kind of stupid and didn't really know what their name meant? Or do they really hate Texas? Or is it just coincidence? There can't be coincidence with that one. He's called Texan MD as well, and he's a web developer? I am so confused. Look, as a programmer, I accept that web developers are all strange people, but I didn't know they were that strange. You know, the annoying thing is that it really didn't take that long to disassemble that derelict and then just, you know, move it all over to the ship. It really didn't take that long at all. And thus, shepherded by the stupidest AI in the universe, the crew of the Voice Rider continued their long voyage to find a home and find a colony to rebuild humanity. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to drop a like. It helps me a bunch. I'm a small baby channel and I want to understand what people want to see. So if you liked it, then please give it a like so I can understand that you want to see more. For now though, take care and cheerio.